First thing we want to do is create our ball, which you can get from a shortcut here. You can drag the scale and stuff, or you can go auto shapes, basic shapes, and all these things, or block arrows, stars, callouts, flowchart, which have some pretty cool ones. Or, I mean, you can draw your own. Not something I recommend doing, because it just doesn't come out very well. So now we got our ball. I assume you don't like the light blue that it comes out as, so you just double click, you can change your colors, like you can have a really good customization. So I want a light blue, so I drag it here. Actually no, we already have light blue. I'll go light green, so I can put it on the green area and adjust what I want, and it gives you a little preview down here of what you have and what you don't. And I don't know, you can use HSL or red, green, blue. I don't really know the technicality of this type of stuff. I just know that it offers more customization, and you can have the different shades. I'm gonna go like a turquoise. I want the transparency to be 36, just to show you guys that how transparency works. So it's basically just transparent. So you can, it's more translucent right now, but you can see through the ball. So you can just set it back to 0 or 100, or like, you know, there. So now we got our ball. I want to kind of scale that down a little bit. Now if a ball's rolling, you really won't be able to tell if it's rotating or not unless you have some form. So why don't we put an arrow? You can either use this arrow, which is a line, or you can use a block arrow, which is this. You can rotate it, change it to be like this, more like a house type shape, I guess, or you can make it real thin, like that. I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to zoom in. Maybe I can edit it a little bit. Yeah. There we go. That's perfect. Just, now, right in the middle there. It's not a perfect sphere anymore, but it looks better. So what you want to do now, if we don't, so when we animate it, we'll be animating the arrow and circle as two different objects, and we don't want that. So you just drag that box over, right click, group, and groups are basically you take multiple objects and you form one picture with it. So if we group it, like so, we can drag them around, now we have one, and it makes the scaling proportional. Whereas if you have two, then it's not proportional. So now we have our ball, and let's drag it out of the screen. Take a rectangle, draw our ground, which we can color, I guess, green for grass, or if you want purple grass, it's fine with me. I mean, you can detail that if you want to, but for the purposes of this, we don't need to detail it. And whenever you are animating, you always want to do all the drawing first. I mean, it's not always, but most of the time you're going to want to draw everything before you do it. So, before you start animating on anything else. We can use a basic shape to make a ramp, and to flip it around like this. Or you can, which is always better to do, draw your own. Now we have two ramps. But by the way, the way you draw stuff, you go to lines, freeform. Freeform's the best because you don't, unless you want to curve something, but freeform's the best because you can draw a line, but you can also scribble and you can also loop. You can do everything when you do a freeform. But if you just want a loop or a curve, then you just use the curve one. So now we have a big curve. Another important thing I want to show you guys about is order. Whenever you create an object, it'll be above all the other ones. Now, we want this ball, we don't want it going on behind the ramp. We want this ball on top of everything. So, right click, order, bring to front, or you can just bring forward in front of like whatever's next in line. But we want it to be on top of everything. So color this, what is brown? Brown there.